right, let's go. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What is up? Appreciate y'all. Let's go ahead and have a blast today. Lots to talk about yet again, especially Aaron Rodgers news. We're going to get right to that in just a few moments, just making sure everything is running smoothly. What's up, local Brody? How we doing tonight? My guy? I'm having a blast. Been busy these last few days. 6+ hours in this studio for at least the last 4 days. This will be 5 days in a row. Putting in the work. Lots to talk about. Big Aaron Rodgers news coming out of the Pat McAfee show. That'll be what we start with right off the bat. And then we'll bounce around to literally everything that happened during day 3 of free agency. Yeah. We have more news breaking too. Hell yeah. Saints and former Lions running back Jamal Williams agreed to a 3-year deal. Okay, Saints getting a little bit better. Not really sure what's going to happen with the Alvin Kamara situation. So they lock up a decent back, Jamal Williams. All right, let's see where we're at. Cool. See if more viewers pop in here in the next couple seconds. That's what I was going to do. Sure. Here we go. Yeah, Jamal's awesome, man. He's a damn good running back. I'm glad they got him. Big signing right there. Okay. I should mute this. There we go. What's up, JJ fan? Let's go. Shout out. Appreciate you for tuning in. You ready to hear some news about the NFL? Okay. That's looking decent. Let's go. All right. We got 4 in here. Let's go. Make sure to drop in the chat if you have any questions. We're going to be talking about everything that's happened today in the National Football League. Free agency frenzy has been real, folks. It has been absolutely loco. Crazy. If you missed it, we just talked about Jamal Williams, former Lions running back, gets signed to the New Orleans Saints. Massive deal. Pretty pumped about that. We'll cover most of the other stuff that pops up on my phone towards the end of the show, but let's get right into the thick of things, shall we? How's everyone doing so far? How is everyone doing so far today? I am fantastic. I've had a blast hearing all the news. Got to watch Aaron Rodgers via the Pat McAfee show. Now, a lot of people thought he was going on there to give an answer. Okay, what does that mean? Well, they thought he was going to say, I'm staying with Green Bay, I'm retiring, I'm going to New York. Well, I think we got a little clarity via the Pat McAfee show, shout out, on what is actually going to happen with Aaron Rodgers. Now, you guys probably have already heard the news and stuff like that. We're going to dive through it tweet by tweet and kind of give you my 2 cents on this whole situation. If John's watching, he's a diehard Packer fan. He can give you his thoughts. I think in the past he said, hey, it's the Jordan Love era. Time to embrace it. I'm liking this, so we'll see what happens moving forward. But let's dive right into what exactly happened with Aaron Rodgers and the whole news. So he went on the Pat McAfee show, like I've mentioned before, and kind of gave some clarity to the whole situation of him and the Packers and potentially the Jets. Now, apparently, remember Aaron Rodgers went on that the darkness retreat, where he was in a house or in a room for 4 straight days, didn't do anything besides sit in pitch black darkness and meditate and get his mind straightened out. Wanted to see if retirement was a possibility or if playing was a possibility still. Going into that darkness retreat, apparently he was about 90% on the path of retiring, 10% of playing. That all quickly shifted throughout his time after the darkness retreat. So let's hop into this. This is a tweet from Ian Rappaport. It says, Aaron Rodgers says on the Pat McAfee show, he went into the darkness 90% retiring, but it wasn't clear to me that at that point, while the Packers were saying the right thing public, they were going to move on. Says he wishes he had heard they wanted to move on earlier. The Packers were not transparent with Aaron Rodgers at all, okay? At first, they were Rodgers kind of, how do you want to say it? Rodgers came out and said, look, they told me I could take my time on a decision, okay? You have all the time in the world. Just let us know when it comes down to your final decision, and we can kind of move on from there. However, during that darkness retreat, things started to get a little sticky, okay? The Packers did not hold true to their word and decided to kind of go separate ways. And in the midst of all that, he said, hey, something feels different as soon as he got out, because apparently the Packers were shopping Aaron Rodgers, all the Jets news and stuff like that. Got really interesting. So on the Pat McAfee show, if you wanted an answer from Aaron Rodgers, I think this one right here gave you the most clarity on that situation. Okay? Per Tom Pelissero, Aaron Rodgers tells Pat McAfee that he has made clear since Friday his intention to play. So he's already known of his decision since last Friday. I'm going to play football, but I'm going to play for the New York Jets. And that is after, obviously, Green Bay went over their decision, or went against their decision to kind of give Aaron Rodgers his time. During his darkest retreat, they said, yep, nope, time to move on. Jordan Love era, here we come. All right, so he's planning on playing for the New York Jets. Sweet. Now, how does that happen? Well, the Jets have to agree, or the Jets and Packers have to agree on a trade, okay? And the compensation yet hasn't been, how do you want to say it? Not even released. It hasn't even been dialed down to exactly what's going to happen. Like the compensation, there's none of it right now, okay? They have to work on a deal. The rumor of the Packers wanting 2 first-round picks was a rumor. Straight lies, okay? They don't need 2 first-round picks. That was reported today. I can't remember off the top of my head who it was, Trey Wingos or something like that. But they don't want 2 first-round picks for Aaron Rodgers. They just want him out of the building, and they want the best possible package back for him. But he's going to be a New York Jet. Now, if we look at this, this is kind of a whole situation, a bunch of facts that came out during the Pat McAfee show. And basically, all these are from Tom Pelissero. Hopefully, this dials it down a little bit better for you. John says, give the Packers a second and Elijah Moore. Now, I like that. I think that could work. I think right away when I heard Rodgers was going to be a Jet and the rumors of the 2 first-round picks were not real, I was like, hey, Elijah Moore. Give Jordan Love another weapon, okay? Allen Lazard is gone. Randall Cobb is gone. They have Romeo Doubs, Christian Watson. Give him a nice third guy, Elijah Moore, and a second-round pick. How you doing? Keep it moving. I think Green Bay would like that. I really do. So I like that, John. But here's a little clarity on the whole situation, again, after he said his intentions are to play with the New York Jets. Tom Pelissero says, Rodgers repeatedly saying he loves Green Bay and many people in the Packers organization, but, quote, the facts are they want to move on, and now, so do I. Okay. On the idea that he has a list of demands, okay? Remember there was that weird list of demands that Rodgers gave the Jets. I need Allen Lazard. I need OBJ. I need Randall Cobb. I need Mercedes Lewis. Give me them all. That is my demands. Well, Rodgers says that's so ridiculous. He never gave him any list of demands at all, okay? At all. The only demand that he had was transparency. Be transparent with me. Tell me the truth or don't say anything at all. Okay, don't bamboozle me at all. Also, mocks the idea that he gave the Jets a list of players he wants. That's not the reality, okay? It's so stupid to think I would do that. Yes, it would be dumb, okay? It would be dumb, but I understand. Who broke up with who? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Does he say he asked about these players during his visit? Blah, blah, blah. And it says, so Aaron Rodgers says he felt there was a 90% chance that he was retiring when he went into the darkness retreat. When he emerged, he says the Packers' tone had changed and he decided to play for the Jets. That was what I was talking about earlier, right? Went into that darkness retreat, full trust in the Packers organization that they were going to let him have his time. Gets out and he opens up his phone and all of a sudden you could tell that the tone has switched. Something was different. Rodgers said, okay, get me out of town. I now intend to play for the Jets, but he's still under contract with Green Bay. So he still has got to be traded to the Jets. So right now he's currently still a Packer. Okay, compensation hasn't been dealt with yet. All right. To Green Bay fans, he says, I'm as sad as some of you are, but we'll meet again. And the Jets will win. The Jets will dominate. Sorry, John. The Jets will absolutely roll over the Packers. But he also means that by saying he's going to be in the Packers Hall of Fame. He's going into the Hall of Fame as a Green Bay Packer. Okay? He is the longest tenured player in Green Bay Packers history. Rodgers, like he said on the Pat McAfee show, I'm arguably the best player in this franchise's history. John, would you agree with that? Would you agree with that, John? Missed the playoffs. Okay. Yep. Go Pack, go, he says. Yes. Okay, exactly. There you go. So he's definitely going to be in the Hall of Fame. Now there's more reports coming out. Per Dan Graziano, that he said, this kind of will finish the whole Rodgers situation up real quick. Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show, he says, my intention is to play for the New York Jets. I haven't been holding anything up at this point. It's the Packers and the compensation they're trying to get for me. Okay, so they're still working on the compensation. No trade has been finalized. At least I haven't seen. Nope, still nothing. Oh my God. We got some breaking news we'll get to here in just a second. But they're working on compensation currently for a potential trade. And then he says, Rodgers says the Packers are digging their heels in trade talks with the Jets and indicates he'd like them to get a move on. So hurry up, okay? More Rodgers. My life is better because of my time in Green Bay, but we've just got to look at the reality. They want me to move on. Yes, they trying to get him for nothing. That's probably what it is. It's probably the compensation's like just out of proportion. And Green Bay's having none of it. They're like, we don't need 2 first-rounders, but we'd like a little bit more than, a 5th-round pick, please. Probably lowballing them a little bit. But New York has money, I believe. But it sounds as if Aaron Rodgers is officially on his way to the New York Jets. What do you guys think about this? You think the Jets is a good fit for Rodgers? I think it's a decent one. Garrett Wilson, Allen Lazard. Elijah Moore might be on the move. CJ Uzomah, Breece Hall in the backfield. Have a decent young offensive line. Their defense is arguably, as some might say, a top 5 defense in the National Football League. I don't know if I quite see it that way. But I mean, DJ Reed on one side, Ahmad Sauce Gardner on the other, who was Defensive Rookie of the Year. Fine, go get Matt Ryan. We will draft someone else in case Love wants out. Yeah. You think you're going to get Matt Ryan? He's so expensive. Okay. Oh, I see what you're talking about. But yeah, man, Rodgers, that was some crazy thing, like some crazy stuff that happened today. I literally woke up knowing Rodgers is going to be on the Pat McAfee show. I said, okay, hopefully no news breaks for, the Minnesota Vikings, so I don't have to make a video during this because I probably won't until this is over. Got time to sit down and listen to the whole spiel. If you haven't seen it, if you haven't heard it, highly recommend going to watch because you can get his tone of his voice. He has the utmost respect for Green Bay. This was not his decision. This was Green Bay's decision to move on. Now, like he said during that interview, he's like, if I wouldn't have won back-to-back MVPs, this would have happened 2 years ago. They would have decided to move on. It would have been a lot quicker. Okay, rip the Band-Aid off. See you later. But since he won those 2 MVPs, Green Bay's like, got to keep this man around a little bit longer. Last season, they missed the playoffs. All they had to do was beat Detroit. But Detroit is a different ball team now. They're good. They're going to be good for a couple years. Hopefully, they make the right decisions here via free agency. And we'll see how that goes. But Green Bay wanted to move on from Rodgers. They lied to him. And he said, okay, I plan on playing, but for the New York Jets. So it sounds like Aaron Rodgers to the Jets is very much going to happen. Not sure of when the deal is going to happen, but when it does, we will break that news. I promise you that. I really, really do. So let's bounce around to other news that's happened around the National Football League if we want. If you guys want to ask questions about Rodgers or if you have any questions at all, don't be afraid to shoot them in the chat. I will try to answer them to the best of my ability, give you my best opinion, my honest opinion, and then we'll move on from there. But also drop a like, subscribe to the channel. It'd be much appreciated. All right. So there's some talk about Darius Slay and what his plans are or what the Eagles plan on doing with Darius Slay. Well, it has been announced today that cornerback, per Mike Garafolo and Darius Slay himself, the Eagles are designating cornerback Darius Slay as a post June 1st release, sources say. So they're releasing Darius Slay which would push the cap over, or would push over $13 million of his cap hit into 2024. He'll count $8 million and change against this year's cap. So basically, 13 of his cap hit is now going to be put on the Eagles' 2024 salary cap, and he's only worth $8 million on their salary cap currently because he wasn't released, I believe, well, before the deadline. They're designating him as a June 1st release, and today is actually the start of the new league year. The start of the new league year. John says Vikings or Jags. You talking about Darius Slay? Because if you are, bring him home, baby. I would love Darius Slay in a Minnesota Viking uniform. In that purple and gold would look absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Maybe the Bengals. I could see that. Bengals won't be bad. But Darius Slay says, nothing but love, Philly. Let's see where we heading next. Remember they had that Super Bowl run, did a lot of crazy things, had a success story. Ultimately, in the end, they lost. Sorry about it. And I forgot my pen again. I made a point to myself. I put it right next to my notebook, said, all right, don't forget it. What did I do? I forgot the pen. I will be back. I have got to grab that. Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not going to bounce around and just be like, oh, yeah, I talked about that. I want to make sure I cross this shit off. Because there's a plethora of things to talk about, just like the past 2 days. Just like the past 2 days. Let me get this music up and running real quick. I'm so dumb sometimes, man. So dumb. In other news, let's get to it. All right. Baker Mayfield is apparently on the move. Remember, he played with the Cleveland Browns, first round pick, number 1 overall, I believe. Bounced around after that. He ended up going to, Carolina. Didn't quite work out. Then he finds his way on the Los Angeles Rams. He balled out his first game. Let's put it that way. Had 2 days to prepare. Went out there, won him a ball game. How you doing? Keep it moving. Well, Baker Mayfield is officially on the move. There's been rumors of him linked to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And folks, well, it is officially official. Baker Mayfield. Per Ian Rappaport, the Bucs have a 1-year deal for Baker Mayfield for $8.5 million, giving him the opportunity to battle for the starting spot with Kyle Trask, a marquee name off the market. Baker Mayfield finds a new home down there in in Tampa Bay. What does John got to say here, huh? Let's see. Yeah, that's funny. I like that. Okay. But Baker Mayfield found a home down there in Tampa. I knew this was going to happen just because of all the talks, all the rumors and stuff that was kind of going around and circling Baker Mayfield. Baker is probably going to be the starter. If I had to assume, I don't think Kyle Trask is quite Baker Mayfield level at this point in his career, but Baker finding a new home down there in that NFC South division where you have Derek Carr on the Saints, you have Andy Dalton on the Carolina Panthers. They're still probably going to draft one because they have that first overall pick from the Chicago Bears that they ended up trading for. And then you have, Desmond Ridder in Atlanta. Maybe they draft one. Doubt it. They said they're going to roll with Desmond Ridder. Okay, we get it. Taylor Heineke just got signed to them yesterday for like a two-year, $8 million deal. And like John said, Baker Mayfield throwing to Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Tyler Johnson. Going to be interesting. Going to be interesting to see how that works out. I think they'll do just fine. I really do. Now, they got under the cap space because, like I said, today was the start of the new league year. Any contract that was currently on the books, if you didn't restructure or if you didn't get anything done, by 3 p.m., those contracts become finalized, but every team had to be below the salary cap by 3 p.m. today. That is now passed, and everyone was. Okay, so Tampa had a lot of clearing of the cap to do, but they land Baker Mayfield new starting quarterback. John says the next Drew Brees. I don't know about that one. I do not know about that. We'll find out, though. He's bounced around. Hopefully he has a better year than he has the past couple seasons. I think he'll be just fine. Good signing, didn't cost much, for real. And I think that's the only reason that happened, that type of signing, for that little money, is because Baker has to prove himself again. He has to, right? Number 1 overall pick, went down the gutter, okay? Cleveland wasn't sold on him. They didn't want to pick up his 5th-year option. They kept pushing it down the line, saying, we don't know if we really want you as a franchise guy. Ends up that they wanted Deshaun Watson, gave him $230 million fully guaranteed, okay? Then he goes to the Panthers, probably going to have to start at some point. Had the opportunity, was dog doo-doo, all right? Then he ships out to L.A. with the Rams because Matthew Stafford was injured. 2 days' notice, comes out, balls out, has a great day. But I don't think he's proved himself yet. He has got to get back to the old Baker Mayfield. Has to. And now he has better weapons, in my opinion. I really do. You guys can, you guys can attest to that. Does Baker have more weapons right now with Tampa Bay? I think so. I don't see why he wouldn't. Better than what he had with the Browns. I mean, you could argue, I guess, the Browns, because he had OBJ, but OBJ wasn't OBJ at that point. I mean, he just was bad. But as boxing says, definitely does. So there you go. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers signing Baker Mayfield for a 1-year deal worth $8.5 million. Oh my God. Okay. We got some more news, right? Yes, we do. This just in. Former Eagles running back Miles Sanders, okay, is headed to the Carolina Panthers. Oh my God. Oh my God. John, what do you think about that? It ain't going to be Rashad Penny and Miles Sanders no more. It's going to be Rashad Penny show over there. Sorry about it. Sorry about it. Love it, John says. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Carolina needed a running back. They found one in Miles Sanders, old trusty steed there for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a great signing, as boxing said. We like it. The Jamal Williams deal to the Saints is 3-year for $12 million with $8 million guaranteed. That's a nice little chunk of change there for Jamal Williams. I wonder if he wanted more, though. I wonder if he wanted more money but wasn't getting it. Whatever. He'll take it. He will take it. So let's move forward again. Jordan Poyer was a free agent this season, or this offseason, I should say. There was talks of him going maybe to Miami, maybe to Cincinnati. There's multiple destinations that he could have chose to go to. However, no team was really speaking to him. He decided to leave the market, and, well, per Ian Rappaport, Bills safety Jordan Poyer is expected to sign back with the Buffalo Bills. Sources say he checked out the market but returned to the Buffalo Bills. I'm sure teams were not wanting to sign him for much, even though he is a Pro Bowler, okay, an absolute dog, if you will. I like Jordan Poyer. There are still matters to be worked out on this deal, but one of the Bills' stars is not going anywhere. Jordan Poyer finds himself back in Buffalo. I do like that a lot because Buffalo, they're on the verge, man. It seems like they're always right on the verge, especially these past 3 seasons where, like, we can get to a Super Bowl. We can win a Super Bowl. Let's try to get to it. And they just choke. For some reason, they get in the playoffs, and they just fall apart, man. But Jordan Poyer is really, really good. How many interceptions did he have last season? I forgot to pull up all these stats again, but that's okay. Jordan Poyer. Well, not Potter. What are we doing? Okay, there we go. Stats. All right, he had 4 interceptions last year. Had 5 in 2021. Okay. Dog. Had no sacks this season, but he did have 3 a year prior. Didn't blitz too much this year, I believe. He had 63 combined tackles. I think he was banged up a little bit, at least for a couple weeks of this season. But you're going to get about 100 tackles out of Jordan Poyer. You're maybe going to get 2 to 5 interceptions. That's kind of what it looks like right here anyways. He played for Cleveland? I did not know that. Okay, but he's been with Buffalo since 2017. So, I mean, yeah, dog, Pro Bowl. Pro Bowler at its finest. Jordan Poyer finds his way back to the Buffalo Bills. Another re-signing that we have got to get to is a man that the Bucs decided to release. They wanted no part of it because he was worth too much against their cap. However, he finds his way back with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That, ladies and gentlemen, per Tom Pelissero. Veteran linebacker Levante David is returning to the Buccaneers on a 1-year, $7 million deal, which is fully guaranteed. Sources tell him and Rap Sheet back for a 12th season in Tampa Bay at age 33. I like this. He's been there for, this will be his 12th season, obviously. His production has been exceptionally pretty damn good. Levante David, let's see. Linebacker, Levante David. Remember, Tampa Bay had, they had to clear almost $100 million, I believe, in, cap space. They had a lot of cap maneuvering to do. They figured it out. This was one of the deals that they had to get figured out. What are we doing? Come on. All right. I don't care. Thank you. There we go. Hey, why? They definitely should have signed him. I'm glad they did this signing. I mean, he had 123 combined tackles, 3 sacks last year. And in 2021, 97 combined tackles, 2 sacks. Probably his best season. Damn. It was in 2013, his second year in the league. 145 combined tackles, 7 sacks, 5 interceptions. Can we get back to them days? Oh, my God. Levante David would be an absolute freak. I'm pumped that he's heading back to Tampa Bay. Like I said, all that cap maneuvering, the team is going to look a little bit different this season, but they bring back one of their veterans on the defensive side of things. So him and Devin White, I believe, are paired up once again. That was big news, sort of, not really, but hey, he's classy, like boxing said. Another move. This one's big. This one is big. This is not the first wide receiver that came off the board. That was Jacoby Myers yesterday, where he signed, what was it? Well, I don't have the pick. I think it was 2 years, or no, this is, yeah. He signed basically the same deal that Juju signed with the New England Patriots. Juju comes off the board. He's going to New England, and they're expected to sign former Chiefs wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster, giving Mac Jones an important weapon moving forward. This is a big signing, I believe, as well. For New England, they find a receiver. They give Mac Jones another weapon. He hasn't really done the greatest over his past couple of years. Got rid of TikTok, though, last year, I do believe. And he's just doing his thing, man. Last year, 78 catches, 933 yards, 3 tutties. A year prior to that, in his last year with Pittsburgh, I think he got hurt, but 15 catches, 129 yards. But, hey, you're getting a quality depth piece here at wide receiver for Juju, or with Juju Smith-Schuster. And I couldn't be more proud of this man. Not really. I don't care. Quit TikToking. Do your thing. And that's exactly what he did last year. Was very crucial in that Super Bowl victory for the Chiefs. Leading up to that, in the playoffs, he wasn't that great. Gets to the Super Bowl. He kind of balls out, has a decent day. Now, he's signing a 3-year, $33 million salary with, he gets $22.5 million the first 2 years. So he's cashing in. That means what? Means he gets a half, so 10.5 the last year, or the last year of his deal. He gets $10.5 million the first 2 years, 22.5. Juju Smith-Schuster finds his way into the New England Patriots locker room. I like this. They definitely needed him, especially after losing Jacoby Myers. But it's real interesting, right? Because Jacoby signed the exact same deal with the Raiders. Why didn't they want to keep him? Do they think Juju's better? That's a possibility. Do you guys think Juju's better than Jacoby Myers? Yeah, Patriots are going to get last in their division, boxing. I mean, you got, if Aaron Rodgers ends up on the Jets, okay, they're not going to be last in the division. The Miami Dolphins, I mean, they are a powerhouse. Hopefully they can do something this year. They got a lot of dogs. Then you're looking at, Buffalo? Probably going to win in the division. If not, it's going to be Miami or Jets, obviously. But New England's going to get last, man. They are going to get last in that division. No doubt about it. Yep, 1,000%. So Juju Smith-Schuster finds his way and finds a new home with the New England Patriots. I like it. I like it a lot. Hopefully Mac Jones does as well. Oh, we hopped over this one. According to, let's go over here. Can't remember who this was according to, but we have a signing. The Ravens are re-signing running back Justice Hill to a 2-year, $4.5 million deal. Not too shabby. They lock up more depth at that running back position. They needed it. I mean, we seen, was it last year? They lose Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, and then who was the other one? Who was, God, I can't remember his name. They lose another guy anyways. So they had 3 running backs, bam, out. They were hurt. They needed to figure something out. That's probably why they didn't have a great year, especially running-wise, even though they had Lamar Jackson, which we can talk about. Let's hop on over to Lamar Jackson, shall we? I mean, we should. So Lamar, obviously, gets the unrestricted franchise tag, which basically states that, hey, you can go seek opportunities from other teams as soon as the new league year begins. Well, we've hit that. Okay, today the new league year began at 3 p.m. Central Time, and oh, by golly, well, Ari Mirov says Lamar Jackson is now officially allowed to speak to other teams around the National Football League. A team can sign him to an offer sheet, and if Baltimore doesn't match, they would give up 2 first-round picks and get the former MVP. So Lamar has the opportunity now to go seek a trade or seek a signing from a different ball team. Not really sure where he's going to end up. Not really sure. Where do you guys think Lamar is going to end up? In all reality, I think he's going to be right back in Baltimore, unfortunately. Now, Indianapolis, that would be cool. I wouldn't mind Indianapolis. I think that would make a lot of sense. You know, Carolina, they have Andy Dalton now and Matt Corral. So they're not looking for a quarterback. At least they might draft him with that first overall pick. Okay, Atlanta, they said, nope, Desmond Ridder, our starter. Go inside Taylor Heineke. Okay. Then you have Miami? Nope, Tua's our guy. We're rolling with Tua. We trust him. We believe in him. That's going to be the guy. Where else? Indianapolis? Houston? I think Houston even said they're out of it, but they hold the number 2 overall pick. So they're probably going to draft a quarterback as well. Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, one of the 2. I don't know where Lamar Jackson's going to end up. I think Indianapolis makes the most sense. To me anyways. Because if they do sign him, if they give him a massive deal, all right, and Baltimore can't match, right? Baltimore gets 2 first-round picks from him. And that, I believe, would probably be this year's and next year's first-round pick. And then Indianapolis would get the former MVP. Then Baltimore has a chance to find their new quarterback. Or maybe there's a better guy on the market that they could sign. So I think Indianapolis makes a lot of sense. Houston still does make some sense. I don't understand why they would be out on Lamar Jackson sweepstakes. I have no idea. Yes, boxing. I think that's kind of what it is. I think they would have to give up this year's first-round pick and next year's, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's kind of how the layout would be. I just want to go see who else. Who do you guys think Lamar goes to? Let me know. Because I have no clue. Colts are the only team that's really standing out in my head. He ain't going to Buffalo. Miami said nope. New England, now that would be very interesting. Probably not going to happen. They have Mac Jones. Why would they do that? Jets, obviously in on Aaron Rodgers. Definitely going to happen. Just waiting for the compensation to come out. Colts and Texans got high draft picks, which would interest the Ravens. Yes, they would. So those 2 teams right now make the most sense. Indianapolis, Texans. Oh yeah, Titans. I forgot all about the Titans. Tennessee could use a quarterback. Get rid of Ryan Tannehill. That would be cool. I'm sure John would like that. Tennessee. Lamar Jackson could end up there. Definitely not the Chiefs, not the Chargers, not the... Nope, not the Raiders. They got Jimmy G. Denver's fine. Cincinnati's fine. Pittsburgh wouldn't do it. Cleveland? They got Deshaun Watson. Never mind. I don't know why that... I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay. You know what's funny? I forgot. Tennessee, Indianapolis, and Houston all in the same division. Those 3 teams right now are probably the front runners to get Lamar Jackson. Most likely to get Lamar Jackson, I'd say. I bet you would, John. That would be a blast. Once I get down there too and move down there, well, yeah. Oh, yeah, we would go. And I'd get a Lamar Jackson jersey instantaneously. Let's see. San Fran? Now, would San Fran be willing to do that? I don't think they would because they got Trey Lance. Didn't they sign another guy too? Why isn't that not ringing a bell? Trey Lance, Brock Purdy. Am I missing something? Oh, yeah, they got Sam Darnold. So, no, San Fran wouldn't be it. Sam Darnold. No. So, yeah, San Fran's not going to do it. Seattle's not going to do it. They got Geno Smith, locked him up. The Rams, I don't think so. Still have Matthew Stafford. Yeah, he might be a little banged up, but I think he's fine. Arizona, definitely not. Come to the Vikes, baby. Come to the Vikes. Let's make it happen right now. I want it signed. Okay? Send him the contract. Get it done. I want Lamar. Come on home. It's very nice up here. Okay? It's not cold. Not too cold. Okay? You see snow every once in a while. Lamar to Minnesota? Not going to happen. But man, that would make me one happy sailor. I'd be okay with that. Detroit's not going to do it. This ain't going to happen. But Green Bay, I don't think that'll happen. Not a chance. But it's cool to speculate. Maybe the Jordan Love era doesn't begin and the Lamar Jackson era begins. Not going to happen probably. But yeah, so those three teams, the Colts, the Titans, the Texans. Those three teams are probably going to be the teams that go after Lamar Jackson. If I had to assume, that's what's going to happen. One of those three teams, because you trade this year's first-round pick, next year's first-round pick, and then you would get Lamar Jackson. I'm not sure if you would have to include more or no. Nope, that's all it is. So, yeah, it's only 2 first-round picks, and then you would get Lamar Jackson because Baltimore couldn't match that deal, which doesn't make any sense. Like, why doesn't Baltimore want to pay this man? Why doesn't Baltimore want to pay Lamar Jackson? Would you guys pay Lamar Jackson right now? $200 million fully guaranteed. I would. He's won an MVP. He's won a playoff game. He's been in the Pro Bowl. Dude's done more than enough. He's proven that he's not a running back. He can pass the ball. He can slang that thing. Yeah, Boxing, there's a lot of teams that need him, but there's a lot of teams that backed out and are sticking with who they have. That's the only problem, which doesn't make any sense. Like, you'd think Atlanta would be in on him. Like, why are you going to go the route of Desmond Ridder? We only got to see a little bit of him last season. Yeah. But apparently there's rumors that he was going to get $133 million. Like, that's a spit in the face. Just, we don't want you. But I don't know, man. I think Lamar, he's more than proven his worth. He's going to get paid. Yeah, it is a killer. But you seen what Deshaun Watson got. $230, fully guaranteed. I'd say as of today, Lamar Jackson's a way better quarterback than Deshaun Watson, especially after what we've seen last season. John says they got billions talking about him not deserving something lesser quarterbacks get. They are taking advantage of no agent. Yep. And I like how the fact that Lamar Jackson's actually sitting there and saying, I don't need a damn agent. I'll do this myself. Give me what I'm worth. Deshaun Watson, booty cheeks last year in Cleveland, got $230 fully guaranteed. Give me $230 fully guaranteed. Push it down the years. I add voidable years. Whatever you have to do, push it down. But I want my money, and I deserve my money. Won an MVP. Went to a Pro Bowl. Okay, he's done his things. Won a playoff game. Way better than Deshaun Watson. Way better. But yet, Baltimore doesn't want to pay him what he's worth because they don't value him, if that makes any sense. The Baltimore doesn't give a crap about Lamar Jackson. Okay, they'd rather go get the 3rd overall pick, the 2nd overall pick, the 4th overall pick, so they can find a guy that might be their franchise guy and then maybe ship him off later. I mean, they didn't do this with Joe Flacco. Now, granted, Joe Flacco did his thing down in Baltimore, but Lamar wants his money. Pay the man. Pay the man. But guess we'll find out. I guess we will find out. There's that little rant. Lamar Jackson finally being able to speak some other teams or 2 other teams. We'll see who is all in on it once the tweets come through. I'm sure he's not meeting with anybody today. I'm not sure if anybody's called out. I'm assuming the Colts had to have. But let's move forward. There's more stuff to talk about today. We've already been, oh my God, 40 minutes. Okay, man, this is flying by. All right, next signing. Right here. Boom. Per Mike Garafolo, the Houston Texans have signed defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins to a one-year deal worth $10.5 million. Sources say DeMeco Ryan gets a big piece for his defensive front. After 2 years with the New York Jets, Sheldon Rankins heads to Houston. Now, I'm not really sure what this man has done, but we are going to look because I need to give you guys some little in-depth analysis. So back-to-back years, or last 2 years, he had 3 sacks in each year. He had 43 combined tackles last year, and in 2021, he had 32 combined tackles. So nothing special. Nothing special at all. You're just going to give your defensive line a little bit more help. That's basically all this signing is, and it's for cheap. 1 year, $10.5 million. I'm all for it. Sheldon Rankins is headed to the Houston Texans. Now we have some breaking news as well. This one's massive. I kind of seen this one coming. I had a feeling it was going to happen anyways. But remember America's team? They're not America's team. They're the entertainment team. Continue to be. But I can't remember who it was in here yesterday. It was in the chat. I said, who would you rather roll with? Ezekiel Elliott or Tony Pollard? I got the answer, Tony Pollard. So would I. And, well, today, it's with sad news. No, it's not. It's with sad news that Ian Rappaport reported this. End of an era. The Cowboys have informed former NFL rushing champ Ezekiel Elliott that they are releasing him per him and Tom Pelissero. He'll be designated as a post-June 1st release to create some cap space. Okay, Zeke is gone. Remember how he was eating? Ain't no more. Ain't no more. Dallas has found their new running back in Tony Pollard, who was an absolute dog the last season. When Zeke was in, performance levels were not great. Tony Pollard comes in, bada bing, bada boom, 100-yard games. This offense looks way smoother. What are we doing? I should have been the starter the entire year. That was not the case. Jerry Jones loved Zeke, said this is my man. I drafted him. He's going to be the starter. Finds out he ain't what he used to be. Every single year, his yards per game average has went lower and lower and lower. He ain't no dog no more. Zeke is getting up there, okay? Sort of. But remember, running backs you can find a dime a dozen, and Zeke, he's going to find a team. He's going to find somewhere else. But this release had to come. This release was a massive one, all right? But here's what you're going to get out of Ezekiel Elliott in his tenure for the Dallas Cowboys and maybe what he's going to do in the future. Adam Schefter says, in his 7 years with the Dallas Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott had 10,498 all-purpose yards and led the league in rushing 2 times, 2016 and 2018 for them. He ranks 3rd in franchise history in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns behind Hall of Famers Emmitt Smith and Tony Dorsett. Cool beans. I really don't care, but this was a damn good release by the Dallas Cowboys. Way to go, boys. Way to go, boys. How about them Cowboys? Entertainment team continuing to make some moves, clearing some cap. I believe they restructured Dak Prescott's contract and another guy's contract, if I'm not mistaken off the top of my head. I can't remember who exactly it was. But they restructured 2 contracts. Now they officially part ways with Ezekiel Elliott. I'm all for it. I think you guys are as well. John says, legend. Well, for Ohio State, maybe. But I don't know, man. Dallas will continue to be the entertainment team. In my perspective, I don't see them doing much. They're going to get to the playoffs or miss it and then choke. You never know. But that is what's happening on the Dallas front. Not too much. Zeke, see you later. They saved about $10.9 million in cap with releasing Zeke. So saving some money. Potentially. Maybe what if they bring in D-Hop? Huh? What if they bring in DeAndre Hopkins? Not going to happen. Well, it could because they'd have to trade for him. But you never know. All right, let's move forward. Another signing. This one's cool. I like this one. Hayden Hurst, who played for the Cincinnati Bengals, is on the move today. He is actually, per Tom Pelissero and around the NFL, the Panthers are expected to sign tight end Hayden Hurst to a 3-year deal. Tom Pelissero follows it up with a compensation. It's a 3-year deal worth up to $21.75 million, including $13 million in guaranteed. Per source, a big payday and a homecoming for the former South Carolina star. Remember, if you don't know, he did play for the South Carolina, Gamecocks or something? I don't know. One of those teams down there. But let's look at his stats real quick. He's not the greatest tight end in the world, but he gets the job done. Well, if this could go away. Thank you. All right. So last year, 52 catches, 414 yards, 2 tutties. He's your typical backup tight end. He's going to get in there, and he's going to do the bare minimum, and sometimes the bare minimum is just enough. Okay, you're not going to dump it off to him every single time. But Carolina, I don't think they have... Who is Carolina's tight end? Who is Carolina's tight end? Let me know, chat. Other than Hayden Hurst, obviously. Than this man. I can't remember. Carolina tight ends. What are we looking at? Depth chart. Okay. He might be the starter, man. Yep. They have him listed right now on ESPN as the starting tight end for the Carolina Panthers. Big deal. That is a big deal. Hayden Hurst. Okay, let's go. Hell yeah, man. Got Andy Dalton throwing in the ball. Have Chuba Hubbard in that backfield. Who else did they get? Oh, we just talked about it. Miles Sanders. Booby Miles. Let's go. Hollywood. No, that's not Hollywood. Miles Sanders goes to the Carolina Panthers. So Hayden Hurst finds his home for a 3-year deal worth up to $21.75 million, including $13 million guaranteed. Good job. Good job, Carolina, locking up your starting tight end. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, moving forward. Got some more shit to talk about. Excuse the language. Don't really care. All right. The Commanders. Washington Commanders making some moves as well. What did they do? Well, it's with sad news that I have to report to Logan Baumgart, because I know he was, shout out Logan Baumgart, by the way, if you're looking for new music. Find him on Spotify, Apple Music, all the above, all right? As well as John Weller, who's in the chat right here. Shout out Y4. Also on Spotify, Apple Music, literally every music app you can find. He's probably on there, okay? Y-4. So shout out to those two. But Logan is a diehard Browns fan, and this one hurt. This one hit a little home because I don't know if he's really sold on Deshaun Watson quite yet. He might be. But the Washington Commanders... This is reported by Diana Rossini. Quarterback Jacoby Brissett is expected to sign with the Washington Commanders per sources. Okay. I like it. However, it's a 1-year deal worth $10 million, and he gets $8 million guaranteed. So a pretty cheap contract for Washington. Remember, they get rid of Taylor Heineke. He's now in Atlanta. Who else do they have currently? They signed another quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to look at Washington. You know, I wish I could type faster. Depth chart. Boom. Pull it up. Right here. Okay. Taking forever to load. But Jacoby Brissett ends up in Washington 1 year, $10 million, $8 million guaranteed. If this would load, that'd be fantastic. We're waiting on it. Come on. Do your thing. I like the deal. What do you guys think about Jacoby to Washington? Not a bad signing. I just want to see who the other quarterbacks are, God damn it. Come on. There we go. So Sam Howell. So far they have Sam Howell listed as their starting quarterback. Jacoby is their second string quarterback. I don't know. So this is gonna be a battle. This is gonna be a training camp battle. Who's gonna take the reins? That is kind of what is gonna happen right now with Jacoby. So 1 year, $10 million, $8 million guaranteed for Jacoby Brissett and the Washington Commanders. All right. So we talked about Matt Ryan a little bit yesterday in the fact that he is going to be released. Hasn't been official until now, per Ari Mirov. The Colts have now officially released quarterback Matt Ryan after 1 season with the team. Okay, the move saves $17.2 million in cap space, but Indianapolis will be left with $18 million in dead money. We'll see if Ryan wants to continue playing. This will be his first time as a free agent. Now, I'm not sure if Matt Ryan's going to continue to play in the National Football League. It kind of ended a little sour, if you will, a little sour taste in his mouth. I think he's up there in age where it's like, hey, let's hang it up, you know? Let's hang it up. Let's move forward. Let's get the job done somewhere else. At home. Be home with the kids. Now, Matt Ryan could find his way into the coaching ranks. I could see that happening just because he seems like he's very knowledgeable of the game. I mean, he's played for, 18 years or something like that. Probably more, probably less. I don't know. But he's played for a damn long time. okay, with the Atlanta Falcons. Then he finds his way in Indianapolis, who's going to try to change the culture, start winning some more ball games. I believe he signed like a 3-year deal. But in the end, ultimately, the Colts say, we've had enough of this mumbo jumbo. We're going to find our man via draft, or Lamar Jackson's available. Okay? Think about that. Just think about it. Sit on it for a day or two. Come back to me. But Matt Ryan has officially been released. Saves $17.2 million on the cap. However, the dead money is $18 million for Indianapolis. I can't remember exactly what dead money means, but it's not good. They still have to pay that, basically. It's basically money that they can't spend. I think that's kind of what it means. But Matt Ryan officially gone. Who's going to be the Colts quarterback? I am speculating it's going to be Lamar Jackson. I really do believe that Lamar Jackson ends up in Indianapolis. It would just make the most sense, right? Trade away that first. He's not winning a Super Bowl. He's had a great career. Yep, exactly. I agree with you, Boxing. I agree. He has had a great career, Hall of Fame career. You think Matt Ryan's in the Hall of Fame or could be considered in the Hall of Fame? I don't know. I really don't know. John, what will you think? Let's see what he has to say. I don't know if you'd put Matt Ryan in the Hall of Fame. Matt Ryan stats. Because he didn't win a Super Bowl. He's been to one. Lost it. Sorry about it. My boy right there. Okay, Tom fucking Brady. Yeah. Beat him. 28-3 they were down at one point. Remember that. Okay. Greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. Damn, you could argue Matt Ryan going to the Hall of Fame, but John, what you think? Matt Ryan, Hall of Famer, yes or no? Possibly. See, I think this is going to be one of the players that if they do get in the Hall of Fame, it's going to be like 20, 30 years down the road. Like, he was good enough. He was a good player, but it's going to take some time to acknowledge him, you know? Plus, if he retires this year, he'd be in the same Hall of Fame class as Tom Brady, the quarterback who beat him. Remember that comeback? Just talked about it. So I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think he'd get in the Hall of Fame the same year as Brady, but it's a real possibility. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. 20 years. Probably going to take 20 years, if I had to assume. All right, let's move forward. We have another piece of information. This one's a big one. We've talked about Philadelphia a couple times on a couple different occasions of them potentially not being as good this season as they were last, right? They have a lot of old players on their offensive line. However, they found a way to retain some of them, like a.k.a. Jason Kelce, signing a massive deal just yesterday. I believe it was a 1 year, 13... What is it? Where is it? Bam, right there. Yeah, 1 year deal worth up to $14.25. The Eagles land back their center. That was a good signing. I think there was another guy that they signed too as well. Can't remember who the name was off the top of my head, but their offensive line's back. Okay, they didn't lose too many pieces. Defensively, they've lost. They have lost a lot defensively. If I can find this tweet, I mean, it is mind-boggling just to think about what has actually happened over there. I should be able to find it. I mean, I guess they did lose Miles Sanders, so that was a big one. Did I pass it? I did. Nope. Where was it? Oh, okay, so Armirov says the Eagles have now gotten back Jason Kelce, Brandon Graham, James Bradbury, and Boston Scott. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is still the big one left. I'm assuming he probably resigns, or he finds his way over to Minnesota, which I would be absolutely ecstatic for. I would love C.J. G.J. That'd be big. But we have some big news for the Philadelphia Eagles. Not only do they have Jason Kelce back in the building, Brandon Graham back in the building, James Bradbury and Boston Scott back in the building. Well, I believe, Adam Schefter, 6-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Fletcher Cox is returning to the Eagles on a 1-year, $10 million deal. Per sources, the Eagles get the hometown discount as he turned down more lucrative offers. Fletcher Cox said, run it back, baby. We're taking it to the Super Bowl. That is exactly why he decided to return to the Philadelphia Eagles. I am pumped for it, even though I don't like the Eagles. I do, because this is an NFL channel. But when they play my Vikes, we got to beat them. We got to beat them, all right? Fletcher Cox says, well, you understand. You can kind of put that together like John. John probably knows that inside joke. But, yes, Philadelphia, landing back, Fletcher Cox, James Bradbury, Jason Kelsey, Brandon Graham, Boston Scott, C.J. Gardner-Johnson is the only one left that they could potentially bring back. I see it happening. However, probably not. So I hope they can find a way to do that. They want to run it back. They want another chance at another Lombardi, and they should. Their team's good now, not 2 years ago, not 3 years from now. They're good now. Okay, they want to go on another run. So Fletcher Cox back with the Philadelphia Eagles. Fletcher is a beast, says Boxing. Let's go. Great signing. I agree. Lost Sanders, got Penny. Yes, they did lose Miles Sanders today to the Carolina Panthers. Rashad Penny, however, signed his deal yesterday or officially signed it today, but it was, I think I have it right here. What are we doing? Maybe that was 2 days ago. Was it? No. Anyways, they get Rashad Penny. Pretty big move there, I'd say. I would say so myself. But anyways, Eagles are trying to make a run at it yet again. So those are the moves that I have documented so far, but we're on the old Twitter. We're going to kind of roll through, see what we might have missed as we began this live stream about an hour ago. By the way, much appreciated to everyone who dropped in and said hello. Make sure to drop a like if you're on Facebook. Also drop a like on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Be much appreciated. We're on a road to 250 subs on YouTube. It's been a slow, hard grind, but we have been at it. Absolutely at it. We'll probably be live tomorrow as well at the same time. No, we will not. Well, we'll try. We'll see what happens because I do have a new show, which, by the way, that is starting tomorrow. Syndicate Sports Minnesota with myself and Dempsey Tucker. We talk all things Minnesota related. That starts tomorrow. I am pumped for it. Cannot wait. We're going to do that tomorrow for about an hour and then stuff like that. So we'll see if I get on tomorrow. But appreciate everyone who's tuning in so far. Let's dive through Twitter. What happened since we started? Two-time Super Bowl winner Juan Thornhill agreed to terms with the Browns on a 3-year, $21 million contract with $14 million fully guaranteed at signing over the first 2 years. Per sources, that's reported by Tom Pelissero. Thornhill started 52 games for the Chiefs. This is a big addition for Cleveland. I like it. I appreciate that, Boxing. I appreciate you. Send them on over. Send them on over. We give really high-quality, deep analysis on the National Football League. Or we like to think we do. All right? You're just getting my opinion, okay? Because this is my show. So I agree with some people. I do. But I agree with myself the most. All right? But anyways, yeah, send them on over. So that's a big deal. Juan Thornhill, two-time Super Bowl champ, 3-year, $21 million for the Cleveland Browns. There you go, Logan. I bet Logan's pumped, John. I really do. The Bills are signing former Texans quarterback Kyle Allen. Source said he has 19 starts in his career and will compete to back up Josh Allen. Now, if you don't know, Case Keenum ended up leaving the organization, and it's with a heavy heart that nobody cares. So they needed to find a backup. Kyle Allen was that guy. He finds his home in Buffalo. Let's go. I like that signing. Remember, I think he played Kyle Allen. He played with Carolina. I think that's where he balled out, if I'm not mistaken. Juan Thornhill is a safety. Nice. We talked about the Saints signing former Lions running back Jamal Williams, so a 3-year deal. Let's go. What's the compensation? 3 years, $12 million, $8 million guaranteed. That is what Jamal Williams gets. The Dolphins. Ooh, we got another cornerback on the free agency market. Come on, Minnesota. Make a move, baby. We need it. The Dolphins have now officially released cornerback Byron Jones. They'll get $13.6 million in cap savings. That takes effect on June 2nd. Okay. So is that for next year's cap, I'd assume? So Byron Jones is now a free agent. Minnesota needs to go make that signing ASAP. We'll have Byron Murphy on one side, Byron Jones on the other side. Have Cam Bynum and Harrison Smith at safety. We'll be set. We'll be rocking and rolling. Byron Jones is now available via free agency. Okay. We also talked about Miles Sanders is headed to the Carolina Panthers. That deal, let's see if there's any compensation. No. I'm not seeing any compensation yet. 4 years? Oh my God. Miles Sanders' deal with the Panthers is for 4 years? Well, what's the money? I need to see the money. Show me the money. They ain't showing it. So far, the running back market. Oh, we had David Montgomery get signed by the Detroit Lions yesterday. Wow, that was a massive sign. I did not see that coming. We've talked about Austin Eckler potentially being their running back because he is now available or able to seek permission for other teams to trade for him, and the Lions were one of them that were linked. So, buddy at Detroit Lions Syndicate or the Gridiron Blitz, Derek, he really wanted Austin Eckler. However, they land David Montgomery. That then in turn ended up in the actual for sure release. They're not going to get him back. Jamal Williams is now out of the building. So they got DeAndre Swift, David Montgomery. I like that backfield in Detroit. They're trying to get better any way possible, and I think they did. I thought Austin Eckler was going to be the guy that ended up there, but that is what happened. Samaje Perine signed with the Broncos yesterday. Travis Homer signed with the Bears, I believe, yesterday. Myles Gaskin signed with the Miami Dolphins today, and we already talked about Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson re-signing with them as well. So Gaskin is back in the building. Amongst those still available in the running back room, David is real good. I agree, boxing. I agree. Still available for running backs, Alexander Madison. Damn good running back. Go get him. Kareem Hunt. Ooh, what? What? I did not know Kareem Hunt was available. He's probably going to end up back in Cleveland. No. Kareem, where do you guys think Kareem Hunt ends up? I did not know he was a free agent. Okay. Now we talking. Deonta Foreman. Jerick McKinnon. Speed Demon. Probably end up back in Kansas City. Damian Harris played for the Patriots last season. Hunt is free. Yeah. What does that mean? Sorry. Devin Singletary is also out there. Yeah, I agree. Leonard Fournette is also a big one. Okay, Tampa Bay decided to release him. Doesn't sound like he's going to go back to Tampa, but that is definitely a possibility. Could happen. But I think he's looking for at least a 2-3 year deal for, himself. So we'll see. Some good running backs. Kareem Hunt. Damn. Okay. Not too shabby. What else do we got looking at? What have we looked at? Okay. The Panthers are signing former Broncos defensive tackle Deshaun Williams, reuniting him with DC or defensive coordinator Ejiro Evero. He started 15 games last season. Okay. Not too shabby. Don't know who the hell that is, but good luck there in Denver or in Carolina. Oh, big one. This kind of was going to happen. At least I think I assumed it was going to happen. I'm sure some of you did as well. The Giants have officially released wide receiver Kenny Golladay. They didn't process it until today. He did not perform like he was supposed to last season. Actually, since he left, was it Chicago? Is that where he played? Kenny Golladay stats. Let's look at it. Ooh. 6 catches on 81 yards and 1 tutty last year. Booty cheeks. Terrible. Trash. Throw them away. So bad. In 2021, 37 catches, 521 yards, no tutties. Booty cheeks. In 2020, 20 catches, 338 yards, 2 tutties. His best season was with Detroit back in 2019, where he had 1,100, almost 1,200 yards receiving and 11 tutties. Since then, he has been trash. This was definitely coming. I think they overpaid for him and everything. Like Kenny Golladay finds himself on the open market, and let me tell you, teams are chomping at the bit to sign him. No, they're not. No, they are not. Kenny Golladay, I think they gave a good draft pick for Kenny. Let's see. Giants trade for Kenny Golladay. No, that's not what I want to... I'll look it up. We're going to find it right now. Dude. So when he went to the Giants, he signed a 4-year, $72 million deal. He had a $21.1 million cap hit this season. Yuck. Absolute yuck. So garbage. So, I can't find what he got traded for. I'm sure I can if I dived into it, but I don't got enough time to do it. Yeah, Kenny Golladay is gone. I think we've talked about basically everything that has happened today. Yeah, $72 million for Kenny Golladay, 4 years, $21.1 million against the cap hit this season, and with the type of production that he gave, I mean, he bamboozled that front office. He said, "Thanks for the money. I'm going to take a break now. Deuces." It's kind of what happened there. But it is what it is, right? You win some, you lose some. The Giants definitely didn't lose anything with getting rid of him because he had no production last year. 81 yards and 1 tutty. All right, see you later. Kenny Golladay. More information will start popping off as soon as we're off this live stream. That's just what is happening. Basically since Monday when the legal tampering period opened up, free agency opened up, it has been absolute chaos. Okay, we've been grinding. We've been in this room for 6+ hours for the last 5 days. For the last 5 days. Getting tired. Not really. The grind don't stop. The grind don't stop. But I appreciate everyone who stopped by, said hello. How you doing? Means a lot. Thanks to everyone who commented. We got boxing in the chat. We have John in the chat. I believe we had local Brody, Tanner TLK in the chat. JJ Fan, what's up, my guy? Let's go. Shout out to y'all for watching, man. It means a lot. A lot of stuff popping off these last couple days. More to come. More to come. The new league year has officially begun today. Welcome to the 2023 NFL football season. I'm excited to see what happens. We still have the draft coming up. More signings that are going to happen in the next couple days. Where's OBJ go? I'm not sure. Where does Leonard Fournette go? I'm not sure. Alexander Madison. I mean, there's a plethora of names that still have got to find a way into their own organization or their new teams. I'm excited to see what happens. Nothing else is popping off, but that is all the information we have for you today. We'll be back tomorrow, most likely. We'll see how it goes. At 6, maybe 6:30 to bring you more news via the National Football League. I hope you all had a great day today and continue to have a great, fantastic rest of your night. We'll see you guys most likely tomorrow. If not, watch out for some videos. They will be posted. But stay tuned. Have a great rest of your night, folks. And you just got your fix with the Wicks. He was well boxing.